Hi folks, welcome back. We're going to do a new project called the Cone Santa Head, okay? And this doesn't have the cone at the top. This will have a cone to the side, as you can see. So what you want to do is you want to get a piece of wood. Let me give you the dimensions of this piece. It's a little smaller than the one that I'm looking at right now. It's 4 inches by 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 7/8 of an inch at the top. Okay. A good way to find out where the center is so you can measure it differently at the top is to put an X across. That will give you the center, and from there you can make your square, okay, that you need for the top. But anyway, what we're going to do first is we're going to take the wood and we're going to just kind of round off the top first, okay? So that's what we're doing right now. These cone projects have been really popular. Many of you seem to enjoy it, and I keep coming up with new things, and as long as I keep getting the ideas, we'll stick with the cones for a little bit. I just got done doing the other little piece, the tulip pin. Make sure your thumb guard is on and your glove is on. Alright. This one might be a little more chubbier than the one I have, but it's not as wide, and on the bottom I thought this was exactly the same piece, but it's not. But I want to get all the rough spots off, okay? And just round it up a little bit more. Alright, now here, folks, it's starting to round off a little bit. Here's where the bottom part of this ball will be, alright? The tassel portion, alright? And that's what you have to draw on that. And then we're going to figure out where the top, we're going to do that first. We're just going to chop this out at the bottom and just kind of bring that up. Just give us a reference point, just like so. Okay. The stop cuts are very important. And the reason for that, we're going to go at the top here, and we're going to come down on the tassel. That tassel part. Alright, just like so. Alright, so there's our little tassel portion. And we're going to leave the hat kind of in shape here. And we're going to, now I put a little U shape here, where the nose is going to go. Alright, but before we do that, let's figure out where the hat's going to go. It's really going to drape down quite a ways off that nose. We're going to have a little bit of a curve, just like so. Let's see how far. Now how I measure is using my finger and my pencil. See where it is? That gives me a rough idea where this should be right here. So that should be roughly the same. No, it's not. Try this again. A little bit above that. Okay. So that's my reference point, and it's going to come down like so. Alright. And it's going to come down like this. Alright, we're going to just kind of meet it at the back here and bring this down just like so. Kind of round it up a little bit, just like so. Alright, so that's our hat. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of scoop out the hat a little bit, take these corners off. Alright. And the hat's going to be a little bit deeper than the other hats because it's going to be draping over that nose. Alright. Now here, well, let's do the hat. Get the hat out first. You're going to do a stop cut like so. Alright. You're going to bring it up like so. These are nice if you want to make a bottle stopper, or if you want to make it a little smaller. Folks, you can follow any of these cone projects as long as you have a cone to work with. It'll give you roughly the same idea for whatever cone size you want to use or to, you know, to use for that. But here we go. We're gonna cut that out right there. We're gonna follow this down and around. Take the tip of the knife, and those are stop cuts that I'm doing. It just tells the cut where to stop. Okay, that we don't go beyond that. All right. And the same thing down here. We're going to bring this down. We got to chop out the corner first, just like so. All right. And we're going to bring this up and around. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this is to show you what you can do with depth, you know, making things look deeper than they are, and the results you can get from that. All right. So if you bear with me in this project, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to round off the hat. We're going to go a little bit thinner at the top. It's a little too square, so we're going to just take some off. I'm using a push method right now, where the thumb is, you know, where I'm pushing the blade through the wood. It's a very safe way to carve. Alright, now I'm going to go around this hat a little bit. Again, that's a stop cut. See the angle I'm using? Now we'll come up like so. And just use your knife to kind of pop that out if you can. If it doesn't come free, go back over it, okay? Don't try to pry it out with your knife. That's a good way to, first of all, destroy your knife if in case it breaks, or to chip something out you don't want chipped out. So, okay, let's take it around this way. Alright. Alright, see how we did that? It's very simple. It's not a very difficult process. And I'm just going to match those corners to the top of the tassel. So there's a little bit of a thing there, so we're just going to go in. See how we have that? Alright, that portion is done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to scoop this out, because that little hat is draped over that nose. Okay, that's what we want. So before we can go further with the face, well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's go in the back here, and we'll cut a little piece out here. Alright, now remember, we're just going to do the face, and the arms are going to be down here. There won't, and the beard will be down to the ground here. Alright, so to the bottom of the carving. We'll be right back with more.